Hello students, welcome back to First PUC English class. I hope all of you have the textbook with you. When I read the para, go through the same and pay attention to the explanation. In our previous class, we have discussed the lesson Oru Manusyan. In today's session, we will discuss the next lesson Babar Ali by Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma. Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma is the Associate Creative Editor of Youth Leader India, the India chapter of Youth Leader magazine. She is a member of the dynamic, action-oriented online magazine network focusing on groundbreaking positive change initiatives, portraits, tools, and more. Let us begin with the lesson. Babar Ali must be the youngest headmaster in the world, as he is only 16. He is a teenager who is in charge of teaching hundreds of students in his family's backyard, where he runs classes for poor children from his village. The story of this young man from Murshidabad in West Bengal is a remarkable tale of the desire to learn amid the direst poverty. Direst meaning extreme or terrible. So, born in a simple and a poor family of Murshidabad, West Bengal, Babar Ali considered it as his mission to help the children of poor family to receive education. Babar Ali is a thought-provoking and inspirational lesson. It is about a boy who is just 16 years and is considered as the youngest headmaster. He was born in 1993. The lesson dates back to 2009 when he was only 16 years. By now, he is almost 27 years old. Babar Ali brought remarkable changes in the field of education. Let us move further. Babar wakes up every morning at 7 and starts his day by doing some household chores. Then he takes an auto rickshaw first and later walks 5 kilometers to the Kozhim Bazar Raj Govinda Sundari Vidyapeeth, where he is a class 12 student. Babar is the thin and gangly boy who sits in the middle of the front row. Studious, smart, and austere in his blue and white uniform, Babar is a model student. He is also the first member of his family to get a proper education. In school, he is an ideal student, but it is what he does after his school hours that intrigues the entire world. When every other teenager goes running off to the playground and gets busy with the football, cricket, or other games, Babar makes his way to an afternoon school where he is the headmaster of a school of 800 students. So here we get the information regarding Babar Ali's routine activities. He wakes up at 7 in the morning. After doing his daily works, he takes an auto rickshaw first and then walks 5 kilometers to his school. He is a class 12 student in Kosim Bazar Raj Govinda Sundari Vidyapeeth. He is a gangly boy, means he is a tall and thin and moves awkwardly. By nature, he is by himself. A smart boy and austere means a boy with strict appearance and manners. He is a model student. Why is Babar Ali called a model student? When a person becomes an inspiration to others, then he or she is called a model. Here, Babar Ali has set himself as an inspiration to others. Babar Ali is also considered to be the luckiest person in the family to receive education. The next line gives us the information that the ideal student of the class does not spend his time playing football or cricket after his school hours. Instead, he goes to the afternoon school which he runs in his family's backyard with the intention of giving education to the children of poor family. Welcome to Babar Ali's school. It is a dilapidated concrete structure covered in half-tone posters. Inside, in a tiny dank room behind a desk, sits someone even the Queen of England knows by name, and you should too. This para gives us the description of the school. Babar Ali's school does not have a good building or modern facilities for children. It is a dilapidated concrete structure in the sense it is in a state of despair or under repair. In a tiny dank room refers to dirty room. Babar Ali's room does not have any modern facilities. It is not a big room. He sits in a small room. So the author tries to say, there sits someone even the Queen of England knows by name, and you should know too. Here Samarpita Mukherjee is trying to describe Babar Ali as a person whom everyone should know, that is, even the Queen of England should know. Behind the office is a gate that opens to Babar's home. This is where the rows of poor, underprivileged kids sit under open blue sky and learn what most children in the modern world pay hundreds of dollars for free. This is where 800 kids who are deprived from their basic right for education walk miles to learn free of cost the basics and fundamentals of life. In this para, we come to know that the poor children who are deprived of their basic right for education walk miles and come to Babar Ali's school to get free education. Moreover, the author even speaks about the complaints made by those who have all the facilities. So, in the next para, let's take a minute over here and think. While we whine about our allowances and fuss about staying out late, this average boy from a small village is actually helping to make this world a better place. Today, all around the world, where millions of children are being deprived from literacy because their families cannot bear the expense, this one schoolboy from India is trying to change that. And so at the age of 16, Babar Ali is the youngest headmaster. So in this para, the author is trying to tell us that people with all the facilities keep complaining about it. They complain about what they do not have, and some even complain that their needs are not fulfilled or satisfied. When compared to this, Babar Ali, who hails from a small village, has taken it as his motive to provide education to the children of poor family. Some parents, due to their poor financial condition, are not able to afford to send their children to school. They are not in position to spend on the education of their children. So Babar Ali has considered it as his aim to help out such children by providing them free education. That is why children of the poor families walk miles and come to Babar Ali school to receive free education. This has made Babar Ali the youngest headmaster in the world. That is, at the age of 16, Babar Ali has become the world's youngest headmaster. Let us move further. Babar happens to be one of the fortunate souls in his village. In the Baftan neighborhood of Gangapur village in West Bengal's Murshidabad, Babar lives with his three siblings and his parents in a thatched house which is the size of an average city kitchen. Yet ironically, he is still among the privileged ones in his village because, unlike most children there, he went to school and got formal education. He was better off also in being the son of Nasiruddin Sheikh, who is a jute seller and a dropout, but believes that education is man's true religion. He supported his son's venture with his own income at the initial stage. Coming from a privileged family, Baba realized he must do something for other children in his village. In this paragraph, we get the information about Babar Ali's family members. Babar Ali lives in Gangapur village in West Bengal's Murshidabad. He lives with his three siblings, siblings meaning brothers or sisters, and parents in a thatched house. Thatched meaning roof covered with straw. And the size of the entire house is equal to the size of an average city kitchen. Students, just think about Babar Ali's house. It is not a big house. He does not live in a bungalow or a big mansion. His entire house is as big as an average kitchen of a city house. So you can imagine how small is his house. His father is Nasiruddin Sheikh, who is a jute seller by profession. He was a dropout. Dropout means one who left school in between. But now he values education a lot and considers it as man's true religion. When his son Babar Ali came up with the idea of providing education to the children of poor families, he supported his son. Venture means risky or daring journey. So Nasiruddin was the first person who supported his son in his venture, which means risky or daring journey. Here Babar Ali's daring journey refers to his act of providing education to the children of poor families who are deprived of their basic rights. Other than this, the paragraph also throws light on Babar Ali's siblings, parents, their financial conditions, yet Babar Ali's intention to provide education to the children of poor family and the support he received from his father in his daring journey. We get to know the poverty Babar has, yet he is called the fortunate soul in his village. The reason is, despite poverty, he had the privilege to go to school or receive education. Let us move further. Even though children are provided free education, sending children to school is not entirely free of cost. Although the children are taught for free, they still have to pay for uniforms, books, etc. That is why A lot of families cannot afford to send their children to school. Thus, instead of going to school, most of the boys help out their families by working as mechanics, day laborers, grass cutters, livestock herders, etc. Whereas girls work as maid servants in the village where they cook, clean, wash clothes and dishes for their employers. Babar Ali wanted to change this. That is why he took the initiative of opening his own very school. We all know that today education is made free and compulsory throughout the country. The intention behind it is to enable all the children of the country, even the children of the poor families, to get education. But here we must remember parents have to spend on transport or any other stationary items, which is impossible for some poor parents to think about. That is why parents of poor family do not send their children to school even though they need not pay the school fees. Thus, in such families, children take up some small jobs and contribute something towards the family income. Boys work as mechanics, day laborers, grass cutters, and girls work as maid servants, etc. Babar Ali wanted to change this. With this intention, he decided to start his own school to provide free education to such children. Babar Ali actually started his school at the mere age of 9. In fact, his school Anand Shiksha Niketan grew out of a game. Babar Ali says, "We used to play school with me as a teacher. My friends had never seen the inside of the school, so they enjoyed playing students. They enjoyed learning arithmetic from Babar Ali." So in the year 2002, the game got institutionalized with a strength of 8. Gradually, word spread and the numbers grew. Help began to come from other quarters, Baba's own teachers, monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, sympathetic IAS officers, and even local cops. When Baba first thought of providing midday meal, the rice came from his father's field, but now, with the aid of friends in the administration, it comes from government stock. Though at the age of 16, Babar Ali is considered the youngest headmaster, he actually started the school when he was just 9 years old. The school grew out of a game. Here we must remember Babar Ali was the fortunate soul to get education, but most of his friends belonged to poor families who could not afford to spend on education. After the school hours, Babar Ali and his friends, along with other poor children, used to play school game, where Babar Ali used to play the role of a teacher, while his friends used to play the role of students. Babar Ali enjoyed teaching and they were happy to learn arithmetic. Most of his friends had not even seen the school, so they really enjoyed learning from Babar Ali. The school game finally got institutionalized in 2002 with just 8 students. Babar Ali was lucky enough to get the help from many people of his village. The monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, means those who belong to religious community, some IAS officers, and even the local cops helped Babar Ali. When Babar Ali decided to provide midday meals to the children of his school, the rice came from his father's field. In course of time, Babar Ali's school grew up, and today it is playing vital role in providing education to large number of children. It is registered and recognized by the West Bengal state government. Look at the next paragraph. When the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their chores and jobs at the daytime, they run to attend Baba's afternoon school. They arrive in time for Tulumashi's opening bell. So, what is the author trying to say here? The children go for jobs, and after finishing their job by afternoon, they make it sure that they reach the school on time. So the school starts in the afternoon, so by then they finish their work and they reach the school before Tulumashi rings the bell. Among those who helped Babar Ali in his venture includes Tulurani Hazra. Who is Tulurani Hazra? She is a fishmonger. Fishmonger means fish dealer or one who sells fish. So during daytime, she sells fish. At that time, she tries to convince those parents who have stopped sending their children to school due to their financial condition, and even those parents who have not shown any interest to send their children to school. So here Tulurani Hazra tries to convince such parents, and she persuades them to send their children to Babar Ali's school. So she is the one who gives the opening bell in the school. So children, after completing their work, reach the afternoon school before Tulurani Hazra rings the bell. So this is Tulurani Hazra, a fishmonger or one who sells fish. She is playing a vital role in Babar Ali's venture. She helps Babar Ali to get more and more children. She convinces or persuades the parents to send their children to school. So she is the one who rings the opening bell in the school, that is by afternoon when the children reach the school. When it is time for class, she is the one who rings the bell. So all the children make it a point to reach the school before she rings the bell. In the next paragraph, the author speaks about the teaching staff. The teaching staff of 9 is made up of high school student volunteers. They are average teenagers who are helping out Babar in making a difference. The most educated one is Debarita, who goes to college in Behrampur. Here we get the information regarding the teaching faculty and the method of teaching in his school. His teaching staff is made up of high school student volunteers. That means those who are in high school are the ones who are teaching children in Babar Ali's school. Among them, Debarita is the one who goes to college. Rest of them are high school students. All these together form the teaching volunteers in Babar Ali's school. How does Babar Ali teach his children in the school? Babar Ali teaches exactly the same way how his teachers teach him in the school. So, whatever methods are followed by his teachers, he follows the same method. This is what Babar Ali does in his school. How his teachers have taught him, in the same way he teaches the children in his school. Babar Ali says, it is hard to get the children to listen, being so young themselves. The narrow age gap works to our advantage. We are more like friends. The rod is spared in my school. So he says, the age gap between the children of his school and the teaching volunteers is very less. So it has proved to be an added advantage to them. In a friendly manner, they handle children. The rod is spared in my school means no child is punished or beaten up. So the author concludes by saying that it is a wonderful opportunity to meet and share views with a great person like Babar Ali. Babar Ali has not only provided education to hundreds of children, he has also helped them to come up in their life, and at the same time he has inspired millions of youths. The story thus conveys a message. If you have a will, then there is surely a way. Coming from a small village in Murshidabad, at the age of 9, Babar Ali had such a great motive and brought about remarkable changes in the society. The faith he had in himself has helped him to come all the way, and it has made him the world's youngest headmaster at the age of 16. So, dear students, I hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you.